Boy, I tell you, looks like I picked the wrong week to quit drinking. Whew. Let's get this over with. Solo is directed by Ron Howard and was written by many people. And tells the story of a young Han Solo who finds adventure when he joins a gang of galactic smugglers, including a 196-year-old Wookie named Chewbacca. Indebted by a gangster, Dryden Vos, the crew devises a daring scheme to travel to the mining planet Kessel to steal a batch of valuable coaxium, or hyperfuel. Hyperfuel. And in need of a fast ship, Solo finds Lando Calrissian, the suave owner of the perfect vessel for this dangerous mission, and that is the Millennium Falcon. That's what Solo is about. And let me go ahead and go into some of the positives before I tear this movie apart. Now, I have to admit, the action sequences in this film were pretty entertaining. There is a train sequence early on, and of course, there is the Kessel run, which we've all heard about since we were kids. And I have to admit, that was very entertaining, and really the only part of the entire film where I actually was on the edge of my seat enjoying myself. Even though they did kind of piggyback off the score of Empire going through the meteor shower. That kind of took me out of the element for a second. I'm like, well, they could have done something original, but no, they tethered back to something nostalgic. Okay, but the Kessel run was very entertaining, and the train sequence was very entertaining, so I'll give it that. The star of the movie is Donald Glover. The dude is amazing. He's charismatic, and he did an amazing job playing Billy Dee Williams. He did a better job playing a nostalgic character than this new cat whose name I can't pronounce, but I'll put right here, who played Solo. That says a lot. Just saying. But he was charismatic, he was suave, he was cool. When he was on camera, he owned the screen. I really enjoyed Donald Glover's performance. He did a great job. So kudos to you, sir. And Paul Bettany was great as Dryden Vos. I hope I'm saying that name correctly. But he was menacing on screen when he had to be. And I really enjoyed his performance. And I actually felt threatened whenever he got angry on screen. Or I was actually in fear of Solo and crew if they didn't turn up with the goods. So congrats, Mr. Paul Bettany, for doing that. I mean, fantastic job. Well done. Now, let's get to the negatives. Now, Alden Ehrenreich, this is not his fault. He's a great actor. I'm sure he's fantastic in other films that he's done, but he was just horribly cast to play Han Solo. At no point did I look at him and go, yeah, that's a young Han Solo. He's doing a great job. He's charismatic and cool, just like Harrison Ford was. Not one point. Even when he was in the Millennium Falcon sitting and Chewie was right next to him, did I get nostalgic goosebumps and go, this is awesome? No, not at one point. He did not play Han Solo. I did not get any reminiscent feelings of Han Solo with this acting portrayal. So again, this is not his fault. This is the casting director's fault. So that's just my opinion on that. So that was my main disconnect with the film, is that I'm watching this. We all know and love Han Solo. We love him as a character, and we've seen him in all these films. And a lot of us cheered up, including myself, when he died in The Force Awakens. And here's his character on screen in a movie that none of us asked for, playing a cherished character who in no way resembles, sounds, or acts or reminds us of Harrison Ford or Han Solo. If you want to see some great acting of somebody portraying a young Harrison Ford, watch River Phoenix in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. The mannerisms, the expressions, the guy nailed it. So it can be done, people, if you pick the right person. Just saying. And that was the first piece. The second piece is the unexceptional, the uncreative writing of this film. When we find out how Solo got his name, I literally, this is my reaction. Acting. I was like, ugh. That was my reaction. It was. So, yeah, we find out how Solo got his name, and it's the lamest story I can think of. And what's funny was, as I was telling a friend before the movie started, like, hey, my kids didn't want to come because they think it was going to be horrible. So I'm watching Solo, ha 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 ha. And 25 minutes later, I find out that's how Solo got his name. Oh, God. Yeah. I'm so... The other piece is when Han met Chewie. I mean, it was very reminiscent to the Return of the Jedi reunion that we had when Han got unfrozen out of carbonite and he met Chewie in the cellar. I was hoping they would go with something a little bit different, but it was more or less the same. And it was really non-memorable. It was over and done with, and I didn't get goosebumps. I didn't have a smile on my face like, hey, that's when they first met. Nothing like that. No, it was just very uncreative and uneventful and non-memorable. Feed them to the beast. Yes. And the last piece is agendas. I really never speak to social justice movement or any hashtag movements that I see on Twitter. They are what they are, and a lot of those conversations are relevant and need to be addressed. I totally agree with that. But please keep them out of the Star Wars universe. Please. There's no place for that in Star Wars. And I've seen videos about The Last Jedi. There's certain agendas that Disney's trying to push on the audience. And I can see it, but I really didn't feel that argument. But when you have a droid LV426, no. Hold on. Droid L337 talking about droid rights, and you know the agenda Disney's trying to push on its audience, that was blatantly obvious, and it really took me out of the film. Leave that out of the Star Wars universe, please. Just keep them as fantasy films. We don't need that discussion or topics in our universe, in a galaxy that's far, far away. Please, no more of that. And one other complaint I've got is Lando Calrissian, the best character in this film, played by the best actor in this film, who was suave, cool, the coolest cat in the galaxy. Why in the hell are you writing him to be romantically involved with a droid? Why are you writing him to be romantically involved with a droid? A droid. Ugh. I don't know where to go from here. Overall, guys, Solo was kind of what I was expecting. And, you know, when you look at all the production stories that went about, how many directors they went through, I don't blame Ron Howard in this at all. He was just put in a position, hey, can you save this film? We've shot 90% of this film. Can you come in, shoot some more footage, whatever you need, and just save us? Ron Howard did his best. So this is nothing against Ron Howard or the cast even. This is just the leadership making the wrong decisions. And when those decisions are made, they take back those decisions and change things up. We can't be having this in film anymore. It's getting ridiculous, and it's really putting out a horrible product. And Solo is a horrible product. They're taking a nostalgic push and love that all of us movie lovers have right now. We love seeing classic characters on the screen to share with our children and new audiences. But when you're pushing crap out, it's kind of tarnishing the brand. And Disney, I really hope you take a step back, because right now you're just in the same level as Warner Brothers when it comes to their universes. Warner Brothers really needs to reevaluate their DC universe, but you are on their level, if not lower, when it comes to pushing out these films every year. Yes, we love Star Wars. Yes, we want a Star Wars film, but we want a quality film. It says a lot when you see on Twitter all these diehard fans, including myself, saying, you know what? If you go in with no expectations, it's not that bad. That says a lot. So if I'm going to rate Solo, which I am, I'm going to give it a 70 out of 100. Folks, if you're a diehard Star Wars fan, go ahead and check it out. But if you're curious, save your money. Wait till it's on Redbox or on Amazon. It's a lackluster experience, and I actually was looking at my watch while watching this film. It was the same pleasurable movie experience that I had as I did with Rampage. Rampage and Solo are on the same entertaining level. That says a lot. God. And as always, thank you for watching Rudy's Movie Review, San Antonio's unofficial movie critic. Please take care. God bless and live long and prosper. And I am out. Punch it, Chewie. It's not my fault. It's not my fault.